Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we're a homesteading family who loves cooking from scratch and living a healthier and more intentional life. In today's video, I'm sharing the things we no longer buy at a grocery store. Over the years, we've learned to make many things ourselves. Other things we like to buy from our local farmers to support our community and get quality products. And some things we just don't buy anymore because we decided to completely eliminate them from our lives. I'll walk you through what we've stopped buying and how we source the things we still need in a more sustainable way. Here's my little disclaimer. I want this video to be inspirational for you. I don't want it to seem overwhelming. I don't want you to feel like you have to make all these swaps or stop buying all these things from the store all at once. For some of these things, it took many years for us to stop buying from the store. It is all a journey, and we are all in different parts in our journey. So having said that, let's get started. Let's start out with the things that we don't buy from the store because we make them ourselves. One of those things is ghee. We have been making ghee for over 10 years. And when we started using ghee, finding ghee at the grocery store was not a thing. So we actually started making it out of necessity because it just simply was not available in the store. Now ghee is available everywhere, but we continue to make our own. One, because it's super easy, it is less expensive, and we like to use quality butter. Another thing we don't buy from the store are condiments. And to me, that includes ketchup, mayonnaise, mustard, different types of sauces, salad dressings. We don't buy any of that. I learned to make mayonnaise, and in all honesty, we don't feel like we need it as part of our daily life, so it's something I only make occasionally. We also make our own salad dressings if we are going to use a salad dressing. Most of the time, our salads are amazing just by putting some guacamole on our salads or drizzling it with olive oil. But if we do want some kind of salad dressing, I will make it with olive oil, herbs, fermented garlic, apple cider vinegar. We'll also use yogurt to make salad dressings and just try different things. But buying salad dressings is just not something we do. Another thing we don't buy are seasoning mix packets. You know, like the taco seasoning mix. We used to love those. We used to have like Italian seasoning mix or different mixes for different meals. We don't do that anymore. We don't use a lot of different spices. What we do use are herbs that we grow in our garden. And honestly, that is all a meal needs. Some fresh or dried herbs with some garlic and onion, and it is amazing. Other things we don't buy from the grocery store are baked goods, and that includes like donuts, muffins, breads, cookies, any of that. If we are going to have cakes, cookies, pies, whatever it is, we make it ourselves. In our family, we have decided to exclude gluten from our diet, and that is why it is best for us to make it, because we like to use quality products and we like to use almond or coconut flour. There are many gluten-free products out there. Those are not good for us because many of them are made with different types of starches, rice flours or bean flours, things that don't work well with our bodies. Baked goods are something that we enjoy as a family, but we really do reserve them for special occasions such as birthdays, big celebrations, and the holidays. So when we decide to make these things, it really is a special event for us. We started making our yogurt over 10 years ago. Over the years, we tried different methods, and we pretty much think we've gotten a good method down now that is just pretty simple and seamless for us to do on a weekly basis. We love making our yogurt because we know it is a rich probiotic food and it provides a lot of nutrients for us. And we allow it to ferment for 24 hours. And we know that is the best kind of yogurt for us. We love adding berries to our yogurts and a drizzle of honey, and it is just absolutely delicious. We are coming on 2 years now that we've had our chickens in our backyard, and we haven't been buying chicken eggs. And that has been so rewarding for us. We love being able to get eggs from our chickens. Now, I'm not gonna lie, we only have 6 chickens, and we are a family of 4 who consume a lot of eggs. So there are times in the year where our chickens are just not producing enough. These last couple of months have been rough. Our chickens have been molting, and then just the weather wasn't good, and they just haven't been laying. They recently started laying these last 2 weeks, and that has been so exciting for us to be able to get their eggs again. We know we don't have enough chickens to completely be self-sufficient on eggs at this point. That is why we will be adding more chickens to our flock this year, and we're excited for that. So I want to be completely honest and say that we are not 100% legalistic when it comes to eggs. Like for example, in the summertime, even though our chickens were laying eggs every single day, we went on a trip. So we got some eggs from Costco when we reached our destination. And in this last few months that we've struggled with our chickens laying eggs, we have had to buy a few packets of eggs from the store just to get us through these months. All the herbs that we currently consume are grown in our backyard garden. Buying organic herbs from the store is actually really expensive. So some of the herbs that we love to grow are cilantro, rosemary, thyme, basil. We also grow mint, chamomile, dill, parsley, and other herbs like that to use with our cooking. We have been able to dry herbs, so we have some available for us to use during the winter months. Another thing we don't buy from the grocery store is shredded cheese. We used to use it all the time many years ago. But when we realized what's in it and all the anti-caking agents they use to keep the cheese from sticking together, we decided we did not want any of that. It doesn't take a lot of time to shred some cheese. And for us, shredded cheese is not something that we use on a daily basis. So it's not a big deal to just do it ourselves. We also don't have to buy sauerkraut. We started making sauerkraut over 13 years ago. And when we started eating sauerkraut, the only option we had was to make it ourselves. We didn't find it in the stores. We had no idea where to buy it, if anyone was selling it. So we learned to make it ourselves. And now we have no desire to buy it from a store, even though it is not readily available. It is a very rich probiotic food that we like to eat with our meals every day. And many of the sauerkraut that is sold in the store is pasteurized. And by pasteurizing the sauerkraut, all the good bacteria is destroyed. So there is no way we would want that kind of sauerkraut. We'll stick with the one we make at home. We don't buy chocolate from the store because we make our own. I make my chocolate using a very few simple ingredients, such as coconut oil, cocoa powder, honey, and a little bit of vanilla. That's it. That's all it takes. We love the chocolate treats that we make, and just like the baked goods, we reserve them for special occasions throughout the year. So when we do make it, it is a joyous time in the year. We also learned to ferment cream. And not only is it good for our body, but it's also a delicious treat. We can use it in desserts and we can use it in savory dishes. So buying sour cream at the store is not something we do anymore. Another thing we enjoy making ourselves, especially in the summertime, is ice cream. Ice cream is so easy to make with cream, honey, and raw eggs, and it is delicious. So we have no need to buy it from the store. We will also make our own popsicles and try different recipes. We will make our popsicles sometimes with cream, sometimes with yogurt or kefir, and then blend it with different berries and different flavors. It is just absolutely delicious and such a treat. And our kids really look forward to those in the summertime. Other things we don't buy from the grocery store are things like seed oils or canola oils or those conventional oils. We make our own tallow, and we cook with tallow. We also cook with ghee that I talked about earlier, and we also cook with coconut oil. Obviously, we don't make our coconut oil, but that is another alternative to seed oils. We stopped buying any kind of bottled drinks like juices or sodas or anything like that many years ago. And if we ever want to drink anything other than water, we make it ourselves. We will make lemonade, especially in the summertime. We'll make some ice cold lemonade, and that'll be something fun for us to do. We like to drink tea, different flavored teas during the winter time. And besides water, that is what we're drinking. It is one of my goals, maybe this year or next year, that I'll start making kombucha again. I think it will be a fun treat for my kids in the summertime. And the final thing we no longer buy from the store is garlic. We are so happy because we are at that point in our homesteading journey that we are completely self-sufficient with garlic, as well as other things like herbs or chamomile or kale or some other things that we have. But garlic is huge because organic garlic at the store is very expensive and we are not even sure where it comes from. I want to know where my garlic is grown and how it's grown because garlic is a powerhouse of nutrients. And for me, that matters. We like to ferment our garlic and eat a lot of raw garlic and put a lot of garlic in our foods. So it is important to me that the garlic is high quality. We are still eating the garlic that we harvested back in June, and I am sure it is going to last us until our next harvest. Now let's talk about some things that we don't buy at the grocery store, but we still need because even though we are homesteaders, we don't have a huge lot of land and we don't have animals for meat or dairy yet. So we need to source them from our local farmers. And we are so blessed that we were able to find farmers in our area that they deliver meat to our home once a month. We love the way they raise their beef, 100% grass-fed and grass-finished. We are very confident in the way the animals are raised and the way the meat is processed. And we just absolutely love the meat that we get from our local farmer. It is a really good way to help our community and also to make sure that we are getting quality ingredients because we want to nourish our bodies. We also get milk from a different farmer in the area, and we use that milk to make yogurt. And we get cream from that farmer, and we use that cream to make the sour cream or the fermented cream. I could make butter, and I've made butter before, and it's actually really fun. But in order for us to make the amount of butter that we need, we would have to buy so much cream. So right now we are not ready for that step, and we continue to buy the high quality butter that we enjoy. I've mentioned that we have chickens in our backyard, and that has been huge for us. But unfortunately, one of my sons cannot tolerate chicken eggs, so we needed to buy duck eggs. We are not at that point in our homesteading journey to get ducks, so we needed to source some really good quality duck eggs. And we wanted them to be soy-free, corn-free, grain-free, just like our chickens. So we looked everywhere in our area. We looked at the farmers markets, we asked and called different farms around the area, but none of them could certify that they were 100% corn-free and soy-free. So we ended up going with another farm that is out of state. And I am so glad we found them. They have been so great for us. We get our order of duck eggs every 2 weeks, and we are very happy with them. If for any reason any of the eggs come cracked, I will just send them a picture of the eggs, let them know how many eggs were cracked, and they were very quick to give us credit for our next order because of that. We have really enjoyed our experience with Dutch Meadows Farms, and they sell so many more things than just duck eggs, but that is what we are mostly getting from them right now. If you live in an area where you have also struggled finding corn-free and soy-free duck eggs, I'm going to leave a link in the description box so that you can sign up with Dutch Meadows Farms and also get quality duck eggs and chicken eggs and so much more. As I've mentioned before, we are a gluten-free family, but every once in a while, my oldest son likes to have some sourdough bread, and he doesn't seem to have any issues with it. So if we are going to buy some sourdough bread, we will make sure we get it from some of our local farmers, not the grocery store. And finally, I want to talk about some things that we no longer buy at the grocery store because as a family, we have decided to eliminate them from our lives. The first are breakfast cereals and things like granola. There was a time when I used to make our own granola, and that was very fun and delicious, and we all loved it. But we decided to move away from those types of breakfast. Whether it is granola, oatmeal, or any other kind of breakfast cereal, they just end up being way too high on sugar and not very nutritious. So actually, our breakfasts are very unconventional. We just eat a meal for breakfast, like a regular meal, like meatballs and vegetables and guacamole and fried onions. That's breakfast. The breakfast food category is just not a thing in our home. There will be maybe once or twice a year when we will have like a special pancake day that we will have as a family, and that's a treat. And we found out that when we do those things sparingly throughout the year, like it helps us appreciate those things more. It helps us look forward to those things and really enjoy them when they come, as opposed to like just eating pancakes every day. So really, it's like the whole breakfast food category we just don't do, like breakfast muffins and bagels and cereals, like those kind of things we don't. Our breakfast, like I said, is just a meal, a regular, very hearty, and nutritious meal. Many years ago, we made a commitment to completely eliminate junk foods or highly processed foods. So that includes things like potato chips, pretzels, Pop-Tarts, Cheetos, like those kind of snacks, or Pops, like those things. Like I don't even know what's out there anymore. But those are not part of our family at all. We really don't want to replace them with something else. Sometimes making swaps for these types of snacks, like crackers, for example, that I see a lot of people make, are time consuming. And the point is that really we don't want to fill ourselves with snacks that are just not high in nutritional value for us. We also completely eliminated all kinds of lunch meat. I realized lunch meats are highly processed foods, so that kind of goes along with the other category, but we don't do any of those, and we never feel the need for them. At one point in our lives, it was a staple, but for over 10 years, we haven't missed them. We have also completely eliminated any kind of frozen meals. I realize they are very convenient, and at one point in our life, early in our marriage, it was convenient for me to open a bag of frozen something and throw it in a crock pot. But we don't do that anymore. We like to cook everything from scratch, from fresh ingredients. Now, that doesn't mean we don't use frozen vegetables. We do use frozen vegetables like green beans and broccoli, for example, and frozen kale that I still have from our harvest last year. But we do not use any frozen meals that are already prepared, ready to go in the oven or the microwave. Because we don't eat any junk food, it probably is no surprise to you that we do not buy any candy. For Christmas this year, I made some candy treats for the boys, and that was a lot of fun. Again, if I make something like that, it will be for a birthday treat or a Christmas treat, and that's it. That is our candy for the year. We completely removed peanut butter from our diet, and we use almond butter instead, but we are very conscious of the fact that we should use it sparingly as well. We do not buy any type of jelly or jam, and frankly, this is not something that I make because I realize that in order for it to taste good, it has to have a lot of sugar. And it's just something that is just sweet and unnecessary, and we wouldn't even know what to put it on since we don't eat bread on a daily basis. We don't have like peanut butter jelly sandwiches. But a few times a year, I will make a berry jam or maybe a berry sauce. I don't know if you could call it jam because it's not even sweet. And we will just drizzle it on our yogurt or cream with a drizzle of honey, and it's delicious. But it's not something that we have on a daily basis, not something I'm interested in making a lot of and canning and preserving for the year. And the final thing that we completely eliminated from our lives is sugar. This doesn't mean that we don't eat anything sweet. Like I said, we make candy and chocolate and ice cream and all these other delicious cakes and cookies and pie, but we don't use sugar. We use honey as our sweetener. I hope this gives you some ideas on how to make your homesteading journey more sustainable and intentional. Whether you're cooking from scratch or buying from the local farmer, it is all about what works best for your family and your lifestyle. Let me know in the comments what you've stopped buying from the grocery store. I'd love to hear how you're making your life a little more self-sufficient. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.